A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. So today, of course, there have been some episodes that I've managed to upload multiple of on a single day, but right now, what I'm actually going to go through at this point is that I've got yet another question about, well, the Nerf brand itself. Will there, in fact, be a new lineup? A new lineup from scratch? And I'm not talking about, well, things that are, well, based off of other lineups themselves, such as sub-lineups and the like, because we've already got plenty of those. But I suppose the real question is, will there in fact be another lineup in the Nerf brand itself? And will members of the Nerf community start to embrace it, or will they criticize about it over time? I suppose it probably won't get the answer, but of course Nerf hasn't really leaked out any information regarding the fact that, well, if there will in fact be a new lineup to come around during the next couple of years, it might be possible. But just like with what I said in the last episode, where the Nerf brand hasn't really gotten anything on the news about 2020 and the lineup that we might expect to have from the brand itself throughout that whole year, I've really gotten a lot of potential that at this point in time we really just have to wait until something does in fact happen. And if something in fact were to happen around here in the Nerf community, then well, we will expect it to come around, but it's probably not going to be very often at this point that we might just have something stick around very often. But of course many of the other things that I've already talked about happen to prove that, of course, the Nerf lineup itself is already good on its own, with the brand really rigged up with a lot of different lineups out there, like N-Strike, N-Strike Elite, Elite XD, Mega, Zombie Strike, Doomlance, Rebel, AccuStrike, Mega, Super Soakers and the like. It's already a pretty big brand. Multiple lineups there to accommodate multiple different regions of what people like the most about blasters. Of course, the N-Strike, the Elite, and the Elite XD lineup happen to prove that, well, that series of lineups around here in the Nerf brand itself just shows that it's a really big lineup out there. And it just carries on to Elite and then the Elite XD after the N-Strike brand ends up going out of business for good. But mainly that's only because of the fact that, well, it's Elite. And of course Elite makes it better, so why not just stick with Elite for a while? And then when the term XD came around to be slapped onto certain packages of Nerf blasters around since 2014, of course that just made it even better, because XD blasters happen to show ranges of around 90 feet or more. And even though that's just what it is advertised, we aren't oftentimes getting those kind of ranges here on those blasters, but still, it was a pretty darn good concept that an idea like that where blasters can fire foam darts of around 90 feet or so, it was still a pretty darn good idea. First 30 feet and then 75 feet for the Elite lineup and then 90 feet. Of course, we could always modify our blasters to actually shoot up to those distances, but it probably would void things like warranty or other things out there, because it does in fact say do not modify darts or dart blasters on just about every single Nerf blaster currently in existence. But of course, the N-Strike / Elite / XD lineup just proves to be one of the biggest lineups we ever got. As for the other lineups, of course, the Zombie Strike lineup gives us this theme of the zombie apocalypse. The Mega lineup gives us a great theme about how enlarged darts can actually propel to better distances. The Rebel lineup is more about style rather than function. The Doomlance lineup is, like the Zombie Strike lineup, somewhat based off a dystopian future of some sort, with the year 2169 being slapped on the Doomlance logo itself, pretty much just proving to us that, wow, it's similar to a dystopian future. And as for other lineups out there, the AccuStrike lineup happens to show us that, well, certain dart designs don't really prove to us that they're great with accuracy, but if you change the tip up a bit, it will in fact give a big difference around here. And a really big difference it managed to give us. We managed to get more accurate shots around here. And of course, for the Super Soakers, the name implies that, well, they're water guns, just like that. And of course, that's just all of those in a nutshell. I pretty much just described a lot of those lineups. Probably not all of them, but still. it was a pretty good runaround at this point. But given to the fact that someday we might have ourselves another new blaster lineup out there, it's probably controversial at this point. It's probably going to be a contribution out there. It might take months or even years to come about on the Nerf community, especially on the internet or during live events or whatnot. But nonetheless, it's still going to be a little while before Nerf even decides to do something like that. An endeavor like that might take some time just to put together, not to mention they have to come up with a theme, they have to spend some time creating a logo for it, something to identify the brand itself, just like with all the other logos that we've gotten over the years. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty darn good brand itself. Nerf itself is already pretty big enough, but why not make it even bigger? To make the community even more happier, of course, Nerf will just have to get as much stuff together as they should possibly do. Hasbro itself really managed to pull all of that off in just 10 years or so. And it really has been quite a successful ride that the branching out has really gotten so big that it might not ever stop growing. Who knows? But anyhow, it will still be some time for a new brand will be underway. We will find out when, but it's just not today or tomorrow or anywhere else after that, really. So I feel like that I just hit the brink here because I've already recorded a few episodes, but my voice box is probably going to get a little awry if I keep going on this. So I'm going to take a little break and probably try to, well, reconcile as much as I can here before I go back to recording more episodes. But if you want to see more go down on my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.